Okay, so imagine this scene with me. It's 9 p.m., the eve of Eid al-Adha in Rashid, Egypt. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, Eid al-Adha is, well, it's one of the most significant holidays in the Islamic calendar, a time for big celebrations, family. You get the picture.
Absolutely. And you've got the Gold District, El Saga. Normally, it's this vibrant, buzzing place, but it's late now, winding down. Still, there's this hum in the air, leftover celebration.
Yeah, you can almost smell the evening street food, maybe hear some distant music. It's meant to be a night of, joy,
Yeah.
community.
And right there in the middle of this sort of festive quiet is Ahmed Al-Muslemani. He's a big name in the gold trade there, a respected merchant.
He's just finishing up, closing his shop,
Yeah.
actually distributing Eid gifts to his workers.
Right, and with him are his brother and his closest friend, Ahmed El-Dabani. Apparently, they'd only been close for less than a year, but the bond was incredibly strong. You can sort of feel that quiet closeness.
Definitely. And they've got plans, right?
Yeah.
Celebrate the holiday together after the family stuff.
Mm-hmm. And adding to the scene, El-Dabani's little boy, his son, is there, 7 years old.
A kid in the shop on a holiday evening. They say goodbye to other merchants, the usual pleasantries.
That easy chat you have when you work side by side every day.
Then Ahmed, El-Dabani, and the child, they get into Ahmed's car.
And Ahmed's brother, this is just pure chance, decides he'll head off to the beach first, separately.
Just a tiny detail then. But looking back, it's huge, the difference between being safe and well.
Exactly. So Ahmed starts driving down their street. That festive feeling, it just shifts, suddenly tightens.
And then there's someone standing in the road.
A young man. Turns out he's 19. Fares.
Ahmed knows him, but the timing, the place, it feels wrong. Deeply unsettling.
Yeah, you instantly know this isn't just bumping into someone. It feels planned, like an ambush waiting to happen.
So Ahmed stops the car, lowers his window.
And Fares, this 19-year-old, he demands they settle accounts.
Ahmed's just bewildered. It's Eid, a time for peace, right? And Fares is supposed to be a fugitive, hiding.
Right. What accounts? On Eid. It makes no sense.
Trying to figure it out, Ahmed gets out of the car.
And that's the moment. That's when the horror just erupts.
Less than 30 seconds, they say. The calm is just shattered.
Fares starts attacking Ahmed, hitting him.
And then another figure appears. Safe. He's 18.
And you hear it, the sound of knives. Small blades, mutawa they call them, being drawn.
It's brutal. A hateful assault just launched on Ahmed El-Muslemani.
It's chaos, violence, motion.
Ahmed El-Dabani, the friend, he rushes out of the car, tries desperately to intervene.
And gets badly cut himself, deep cuts to his hands, his fingers, trying to save his friend.
And all this time, the little boy, the 7-year-old, sitting in the back seat.
Totally uncomprehending, watching this nightmare happen right in front of him. Can you even imagine the trauma?
It's unthinkable.
Fares and safe, they run off once they're, quote, sure they had almost finished off Ahmed.
Ahmed is barely conscious, bleeding. So much blood. But he struggles back to his car. His main thought is still for his friend.
Incredible, isn't it? Even then.
El-Dabani, despite his own terrible injuries, somehow gets behind the wheel. He floors it towards the general hospital.
And inside the car, Ahmed sees the blood. Just how much there is.
He turns to his friend El-Dabani and just says, I'm dying.
Devastating. They reach the emergency room. It's just chaos.
Medical teams are swarming, trying desperately to stop Ahmed's bleeding. It's severe.
El-Dabani, he's rushed off to another room. Needs stitches for his hands.
And the doctors working on Ahmed, they realize immediately this wasn't just some fight that got out of hand.
No way. The wounds. Severed main arteries in his left arm. Horrific injuries to his head, his neck. So deep they could see his brain. This was absolutely an attempt to kill.
Even then, critically injured, Ahmed's asking about El-Dabani.
Yeah. When he hears his friend is getting stitches, he just loses consciousness.
The doctors, seeing the sheer brutality, they immediately call security forces.
What you've just heard, it's the terrifying endpoint of this long, simmering resentment. It's a story of trust completely shattered, utter betrayal.
So in this deep dive, we're going to unpack all the layers. Who was Ahmed El-Muslemani? Who were Fares and Safe?
And what's the history here? What led to such incredible violence?
Right. And why does this case hit so hard? It raises huge questions about justice, revenge, the whole corrosive nature of it.
That opening scene is just harrowing. But to really get the scale of the tragedy, we need to understand Ahmed himself. What kind of man was he?
Well, the picture we get is of someone from a really respected family in Rashid Bahara province. Very well known.
Gold merchants. It was the family business. His father, Haj Mahmud Al-Muslemani owned 3 big gold shops, prime locations: Rashid, Edco, Alexandria.
And all 5 sons worked in the trade. Ahmed was the second son.
Ahmed seems to have followed a pretty clear path. Got a degree in business administration, then straight into the family business.
Got engaged, married, had a very young child under 2 when the attack happened.
And the family ethos sounds like it was all about self-reliance, hard work, integrity, building their own success.
Initially, it was Ahmed's older brother, Muhammad, who managed the shops.
But then, something major happened. Muhammad got caught up in a really serious case. Human trafficking, illegal immigration, facing potential life imprisonment.
Wow. Okay, so that changed things drastically.
It did. It meant Ahmed had to step up. He took full responsibility for the Rashid branch, plus overseeing the others.
And by all accounts, he threw himself into it. Really responsible, driven. He brought in new sales techniques, kept a close eye on inventory.
He even used social media for marketing. Created offers that brought in huge crowds. He was innovating.
Absolutely. And apparently, the number of people at his funeral later, it was massive. Just shows how loved, how respected he was in that community. You really see how embedded he was.
Yeah, a successful young man, building his life, valued by his community, which makes the betrayal even sharper.
Let's talk about Fairs. How does someone go from trusted employee to this?
It's a chilling story. It starts 4 years before the attack. Fairs is just 14. He starts working for the Al-Muslemani family, mostly with Muhammad, the older brother.
And he earns their complete trust, like absolute trust.
To the point where he's given the shop keys to lock up at night. He's handling large amounts of gold, cash. The family trusted him implicitly, unconditionally, it sounds like.
So when Ahmed took over the Rashid shop, Fairs just stayed on, still trusted.
Exactly, a central figure. But Ahmed, being meticulous, started doing regular inventory checks. Standard practice, right?
Makes sense. And that's when he noticed discrepancies.
Yep. Some rings missing, other gold jewelry gone. He digs deeper, does more thorough checks. Turns out over 1.5 kilograms of gold was missing.
That's 1.5 kilos. That is substantial.
It really is. And what's telling is how it was taken. It wasn't lots of small random pieces. It was fewer items, but heavier ones, high value.
Suggesting the thief knew exactly what they were doing, targeting specific things.
Precisely. Not just grabbing whatever. Strategic. So Ahmed does the logical thing. He checks the security cameras.
And sees Fairs.
Yeah.
The person he trusts most in the shock.
The shock, the sense of betrayal must have been immense. Fairs was caught on camera repeatedly stealing.
And he had a method, didn't he? How did he try to cover it up?
Yeah, quite clever, actually, in a devious way. After showing items to customers, he'd apparently palm a ring or two, pocket them before putting the main tray back.
Trying to make it look like customers were stealing.
That seems to have been the aim. So Ahmed confronts him, shows him the videos.
That Fairs denies it.
Vehemently. Feigned outrage. Like, how could you accuse me after all these years? Total performance. Playing the loyal, wronged employee.
Master manipulator.
But then Ahmed showed him one specific video. This was the clincher.
What was different about this one?
It was taken during a power outage. Fairs clearly didn't realize the security cameras had battery backup. They kept recording.
Oh, wow. So he was caught red-handed.
Absolutely clear footage. Fairs entering the shop in the blackout, stealing a large amount of gold, then just calmly waiting outside for the power to come back on, blending in with everyone else.
That composure during the act. It's chilling, isn't it?
It really is. It speaks volumes. What kind of person operates with that level of calculated coldness? It's disturbing.
Yeah, it's not just impulsive theft. It feels different, premeditated, no remorse, even then. What are your thoughts on that kind of composure?
Well, it suggests a profound lack of empathy, doesn't it? And a very pragmatic, almost clinical view of his own criminality. He wasn't just stealing. He was managing a deception, manipulating trust, then reacting with fake indignation when caught, this kind of detachment.
Yeah.
You often see it in individuals who view others just as tools, as means to an end, not people deserving loyalty or respect. It's a really chilling glimpse into his psychology, I think.
So with this undeniable proof, Ahmed does the right thing, files a police report, hands over the footage.
Fairs and his family still denied everything, despite the clear evidence.
But the court saw through it.
Yes. Fairs was convicted in absentia. That means he wasn't actually present in court when found guilty and sentenced.
Right, he'd already fled. What was the sentence?
5 years in prison for theft and breach of trust. And he managed to evade that sentence, stay on the run, for a year.
Okay, so Fairs is a fugitive. Meanwhile, what's happening with Ahmed?
Well, life is moving on for Ahmed. About a year after Fairs fled, Ahmed and his wife welcomed their first child.
A happy time for them, presumably.
Immense joy, by all accounts. The baby became his focus, his driving force. He's pouring energy into his family, his business. We mentioned the new marketing, the social media, attracting crowds. He's building his future.
But that happiness,
Yeah.
it wasn't going to last, was it? Fairs reappears.
Not in person initially. Ahmed gets a call. Unknown number. It's Fairs.
And he's making threats.
Serious threats against Ahmed, his wife, his new baby son, the whole family. Fairs is demanding Ahmed drop the case, still claiming innocence.
The audacity is just breathtaking. After stealing from him, now threatening his child.
Ahmed was deeply shaken, couldn't comprehend it. How could Fairs do this?
He talked to his father about it.
He did, confided in him. And his father's advice was basically, ignore him. Treat him like a child. Focus on your work.
That's understandable advice, perhaps, but
Risky.
tragically risky, yes. It highlights that blind spot people can have, especially when dealing with someone they once trusted or someone they see as maybe less powerful, underestimating the real danger, dismissing threats as just noise.
Until the noise becomes deafening, Fairs wasn't just a nuisance.
Not at all. Finding Ahmed wasn't backing down, he escalated. Farah's sister apparently called Ahmed's wife, threatening their lives if the case wasn't dropped.
His sister got involved. Wow. Did Ahmed's wife tell him?
Not at first, apparently. She was terrified for his safety, trying to shield him. Brave, but puts her in an awful position.
And then the online threats started.
Yeah, fake social media accounts, sending menacing messages to Ahmed, his wife, targeting the son too. The circle of fear was just tightening and tightening around them.
And this is where Saif comes into the picture, the second attacker. Exactly. The third player in this dark story, Saif was Farah's close friend, had a local reputation as a troublemaker.
Someone you could hire for violence.
That's the description. Takes money to injure or beat someone. An enforcer type.
It's disturbing how these two found each other. The calculating thief of the vendetta and the hired muscle.
It really is. It speaks to that gravitational pull of shared malice, maybe. A dangerous combination.
So Fairs hires Saif. What was the initial plan?
Fairs offered Saif money to attack Ahmed at the gold shop. Smash the place up, injure Ahmed there.
So they started watching the shop, staking it out.
Yes. But remember Ahmed's new marketing. The shop was constantly crowded. Too many witnesses. Too risky for the kind of attack they planned.
So attacking him at the shop wasn't feasible.
Right, so they changed the plan. And this shows the cold calculation again.
They decided to wait for him near his home.
Exactly, wait for him to return home. Setting the stage for that terrifying ambush we started with. It wasn't impulsive anger anymore, if it ever was. It was planned, patient, and aimed at maximum harm.
Which brings us to the aftermath of that horrific attack. Ahmed's in critical condition.
Transferred to another hospital because his injuries were so severe. Multiple surgeries, intensive care, fighting for his life.
But the investigation moves quickly.
Very quickly. El-Dabani's testimony was vital, obviously. And that security camera footage of the attack itself, it started circulating rapidly.
Showing the sheer brutality.
Yes. Described as showing the amount of criminality living inside them left no doubt about intent.
So arrests were made fast.
Within 24 hours of the attack, both Fairs and Saif were apprehended, which at least prevented them doing more harm, brought some immediate sense of action being taken. But the worst was still to come.
Because Ahmed didn't survive.
No. 1 week after the attack, Ahmed Al-Muslemani died from his injuries. He was just 27 years old.
Leaving behind his wife and that little child under 2.
The funeral, as we mentioned, was huge, solemn, attended by so many people who loved and respected him, a massive outpouring from the community. Such a stark contrast to the cold, isolated world of his attackers really highlights the scale of the loss.
What about Fairs' family? How did they react after the arrest and after Ahmed died?
Well, reports suggest they tried to rationalize Fairs' actions, offer different explanations.
Like what? What could possibly explain that level of violence?
Things like claiming there was some long-standing personal dispute that just boiled over, even hinting that Ahmed might have provoked him somehow.
But given the theft, the threats, the premeditated nature of the attack, those claims just don't hold water, do they?
Not when you look at the evidence, no. The brutality caught on camera, the history of theft and threats, it makes any justification seem impossible. It really raises questions about how far families sometimes go to protect their own, even when faced with overwhelming proof of wrongdoing.
That denial.
It's
Powerful, isn't it? Even when faced with something so horrific.
It's a strong human tendency, sadly. denial in the face of unspeakable acts.
So the case is now with the Egyptian judiciary. What's the expectation?
The general expectation is for a just ruling, given the evidence. But there's always that caveat mentioned. Surprises might emerge. Legal systems can be complex.
Looking back at the whole story now, what's the main takeaway for you?
I mean, it's just such a devastating story, isn't it? Trust completely shattered, leading to this brutal, vengeful act that cuts short a young, promising life. It's a stark warning about how personal grievances, especially when they stem from betrayal, can just spiral into unthinkable violence. In this case, specifically, it shows such a chilling progression from what seemed like opportunistic theft to calculated deception, then escalating threats, and finally cold-blooded, premeditated murder. It really demonstrates how unchecked resentment, especially when there are no moral breaks, can twist a sense of injustice into this all-consuming, destructive obsession.
And as this plays out in the courts, the question that just hangs there for you listening is, can any grievance, whether it's real or just perceived, ever justify this level of calculated savagery? What does it tell us about our capacity for darkness when trust is destroyed like that?
Yeah, this deep dive really leaves us thinking, doesn't it? What happens to a community when those basic foundations of trust are demolished by such a calculated betrayal? And how do we even begin to deal with the fallout when a sense of injustice, however warped, festers into such destructive rage, something to really mull over? It challenges our basic ideas about human nature itself.